So it indicates insecurity. If the pre-stroke is round one, like this thing, hand, then it indicates acquisitiveness or greediness. Then there are knots and ties. It indicates stubbornness or tenacity. What I will request, if you have any doubt, you please note down. You inform me, I will give you the examples also. Now this is the main thing of today's talk. I felt that I must tell you something about graphology. So I briefly inform what is graphology and what it is. But our main topic is how psychological makeup can be identified by graphology and how it can be improved. Now there are two things, as I mentioned. First is graphotherapy. That means by changing the handwriting, you can change the various personality aspects. Another thing is conscious efforts. So I will just mention you both. Conscious efforts doesn't need any explanation, but graphotherapy, since it is pertaining only to graphology, I will just elaborate what it is. Graphotherapy is changing personality by changing the handwriting. It is a controlled change. That means when you come across a handwriting sample, you find some problem in that, you have to decide along with the person who is writing that this has to be changed. That is one way. Another way is the person can come to go to graphology and tell that I want to change this aspect of my personality or psychological makeup. So it is a controlled change, pre-planned. That trait is predetermined. And very often this is used with other therapies. Like there are therapies, hypnotherapy, psychotherapy, but this can be also done independently. That is a graphotherapy alone. For doing it with graphotherapy, there is one first condition, very important condition is the person whose psychological makeup is to be changed. He should have an informed consent. About informed consent, I will explain you this term. This is the first prerequisite for changing the psychological makeup by graphotherapy. Then there are certain conditions also. Like graphotherapy is a wonderful technique as graphology is, but certain things are to be followed. That means the graphology should be an experienced graphologist. He should have a thorough knowledge of psychology. It is not doing some course or something, because psychology is very complex field. So he has to be very thorough in psychological aspects. The sample which is needed should be at least 2-page writing. And when we are asking for the sample, the person is conscious. So it will not be real or normal writing. So normal writing means natural samples are also required for past 6 months. Then this is a thing, informed consent. Informed consent means the person who is undergoing graphotherapy, he should be able to understand what he is going to achieve by changing in the writing. He should agree, and he should agree with the reason. Now, this condition can be fulfilled only when the person is knowledgeable. So many people who are not competent for this, I will just list afterwards, but without this, if graphotherapy is prescribed, it is just useless. It is just some imposition. It will not change the psychological makeup. So for that, for person to be informed consent, for taking his informed consent, he should be competent. Competent means children are not competent. They are not able to understand the repercussions. Children means again in graphology below 25. or children. 20 to 25, to some extent, some therapies can be given, but not all. And below 15, no child is advised to prescribe graphotherapy. Then those people who are mentally or emotionally disturbed, that means major emotional or mental disorder, they are not eligible. Anyone who cannot understand what the things will accomplish, they are not eligible. So these are the conditions. They are it is not very easy to comply with. Then therapy has to be given slowly, under observation of psychologists. Because when the therapy is given, therapy is, you are asking that person to change his handwriting. By making some changes in his handwriting, he has to practice that. So that is to be done very slowly, and you have to, with the graphologist has to see continuously the progress, if there is any adverse effect on that. If improperly applied, it can magnify the existing problem, it can create new problems, or it can even damage the psychological makeup, which is irreparable. Then only one change has to be taken. Suppose after handwriting, after analyzing the handwriting, if you find that there are so many things which has to be changed, but all the changes cannot be taken, because each change is having domino effect. One change you make, it affects the other changes. So one change is taken at a time. And the last but not least important is, the person is given a sentence to write. That sentence is to be written 10 times a day, and that sentence contains the things which are to be changed in the handwriting. But the meaning of that sentence is also devised in such a way that it constantly reminds him what is the thing in his psychological makeup which is being changed or which is being improved. So these are the things which have to be followed. So as such, graphotherapy is a very wonderful technique, but one has to caution before undergoing this. There is another thing, that is conscious efforts, that I will go for, because everyone doesn't need graphotherapy. There are many situations from handwriting you find some problem in the person, and conscious efforts, if the person is determined to change, the conscious efforts give results. For example, suppose from handwriting it is found that somebody is not clear about his profession, he is not satisfied with profession, or he is not able to decide what type of profession he should take. It will be reflected in the handwriting by this waviness of the lines. These zones there will be variations in the zones, upper zone, lower zone, all these zones will be variable. A graphologist can always give a graphotherapy and advise him that this variation you make uniform while writing. There should not be variation, there should not be a waviness, and it will bring clarity in his thinking about professional front or life front. But that is not the preferred alternative. The preferred alternative will be, after analyzing the handwriting, when the graphologist finds that he is not clear about his profession or what type of profession he should choose, it is better to go to career counselor, find out which is the career suitable for the person, take training in that, and then work in that field. So many situations, this conscious effort or specific advice is more better. Then I will be just giving some examples how psychological makeup can be identified in handwriting and how it can be improved by changing the handwriting as well as changing the conscious efforts. Self-esteem is one of the things.